Oh, spring planting, it's just around the corner, and I'll tell you what, I got the Cadillac of spring planters ready for you right here at Commodity Classic 2016, New Orleans, the trade show floor. We're with our friends from Case IH talking about their Early Riser Series planter that's making news here at Commodity Classic. Tony McClelland, who is the crop production marketing manager with this Early Riser Series, joins us again. We've been talking a little bit about the thought that went into this planter, Tony. First, let's make our point. This is a completely redesigned planter.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been rethought from the ground up. I mean, it's totally new and totally addresses a lot of things that customers have been asking for. You know, productivity, which comes in a lot of ways. It could be high speed. It could be just in dealing with the planter. We want fast, tool-free adjustments, things that are easy to set. We've given them things that are automatically set, and we've given them things that you can actually set from the cab.
Yeah, that's what's really impressive. Now let's take a little bit closer look at the seed delivery mechanism that you guys have reworked all the way around. You've got an example of how the seed is delivered into the soil. A little different look than what we've become accustomed to.
Yeah, and of course we still have a conventional gravity drop seed tube, but for those higher speed, higher accuracy applications, this is our advanced seed delivery. It makes use of the speed tube, and basically what it does, if I pop this open, it actually plucks a seed off of the seed meter and drops it into one of these pockets on this flighted conveyor, which carries it all the way down to the furrow. And if the planter is running at 8 miles an hour, this thing turns at 8 miles an hour. So it shoots the seed out rearwards at the same speed as what the planter is going. So for the seed, there's no drop and roll. It's just a dead drop, very accurate spacing.
Yep. The other thing that I am impressed with, again, let's remember how many of you are dealing with different tillage systems dependent on the field. Maybe you've got a high residue buildup on that cornfield that's been multiple years. That can become a real issue as far as management. Let's take a closer look at some of those other variables we were talking about, Tony. So I've got a lot of residue, and I'm a little concerned that I'm bouncing quite a little bit. You already mentioned that the seed will get there, but how much space between the seed and the dirt?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few things, and like you mentioned, residue. Dealing with residue is a huge deal for proper performance of the row unit and placement of seed. So, you know, one of the things we do have is these floating residue managers within Cab Adjust. There's an air cylinder. So if you're in maybe a no-till field with a lot of residue, you can apply more down pressure so it more aggressively cleans. But the next field may be a conventional till or a softer soil, so you can actually adjust the ride for the residue managers to give it more flotation, so it's not digging and doing tillage in front of the row unit.
Yeah.
You know,
you don't think about those kinds of things, but it's always after the seed's in the ground that we start really learning our lesson. And you said because of the in-cab connection and all that information generation, I might be able to find out not just where I've maybe gone wrong on tillage, but other passes on the field.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, you know, in the past, you'd have to get out and dig, which is still a good practice to make sure your seed is properly placed. But now we have all this information in the cab that can show you your singulation, your skips, your multiples, your seed release index, or your spacing live on the go to give you confidence in the cab that what you're putting in the ground, it's going in right. And one of the things that customers really like to look at is a down pressure map.
Right.
And you know, down pressure has been such a hot topic. That's right.
Yeah.
And am I applying the right down pressure on my planter to allow for very uniform depth control? Because that's what lends itself to that.
Don't want to bury it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. If they're all the same, they're going to come up the same, which puts more money in your pocket at the end. Right.
Right. Well, and compaction has been such a buzzword in all of agriculture. And like you said, if you maybe made a little boo-boo last fall or with spraying patterns, you can rethink things a bit.
Oh, absolutely. And like one of the options that we've got is this Delta Force. It's an active hydraulic down pressure system, and it's what it does is there's a load cell that measures the weight you're carrying on the gauge wheels.
Yeah.
And it measures that 200 times a second.
Wow.
This hydraulic cylinder, can actually make an adjustment 5 times a second to either add or remove weight, so that, you know, whether one side of your field is hard clay, the other side is blow sand, you're always carrying the same weight, and it does that row by row automatically all the time.
Just imagine how many adjustments that planter would have made in the course of that conversation. That's crazy.
Sure. Or even speed too, not just varying soil conditions, but, you know, maybe you've got a section where you can run 10 miles an hour, so it'll automatically compensate for those different conditions.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, one of the things that customers like to look at is the map that you can generate from the cylinder and see what is this row unit actually doing to do its job.
Yep.
And that map can be very revealing.
Yes.
Because you can start to see, oh, maybe I worked this ground a little too late. There's
Yep.
a lot of compaction. That cylinder's going nuts back there to do its job. Maybe
Yep.
I could have given it a smoother environment by the way that I worked the field or the way that I did something.
Yeah, and that is the kind of money that we need to save on a year like this. You can't afford to have one of those miss as far as its overall performance. Now, I don't want to take away from that, Tony, but one other thing that you wanted to make sure that we pointed out, and I want to just bring you back a little at an angle.
Sure.
So we've got 2 tanks here on this particular early riser series, and you're pretty proud of that too.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time that we've actually had a complete liquid fertilizer combo system with bulk seed delivery. So you can get our planters now, this new 2150 with a 400-gallon liquid fertilizer tank along with bulk delivery. And we don't just stop, the plumbing at the tank or at the head bracket. We can carry that all the way down to the furrow with a factory in furrow. Plumbing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and again, I've never seen that. That's got to be a first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, I can tell by the smile on your face that you're excited about it. So growers have been responding well. I know that this one was last seen at the Farm Machinery Show down in Louisville. Yes,
yeah, we literally pulled the curtain off and unveiled it at the opening day there, and we're happy to be down here at Commodity. This is a great show too. So
good.
Yeah.
Well, I know that we've got 9,000 guests that are waiting to get here onto the trade show floor, and I know because of the buzz I've heard that the Early Riser Series planter here at the Case IH booth is going to be keeping Tony busy. So get ready, buddy.
That's right. Yep,
deal.
We've been covered up. So.
Tony McClelland, he is the crop production marketing manager for this Early Riser Series. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it up close here at Commodity Classic, you can go to caseih.com and take a look at all the special features that could be coming to a field near you in Wisconsin. From Commodity Classic with my friends at Case IH, I am the fabulous Farm Babe.